This is Hot 702.5.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Come talk shit and politics with Kristie J from the Chisholm Report every Saturday at 10 a.m. on hot7025fm.com.
This is Kristen Gamer, and you are tuned into my mom, Kristie J.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Yeah, election time's coming. Who you gonna vote for? Yeah, if I was president, I'd get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, yeah. Instead of spending billions on the war, I can use that money so I can feed the poor, 'cause I know some so poor. When it rains, that's when they shower, scream and fight the power. That's when the vulture devours. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, yeah. I know some soldiers that sleep but they can't dream, wake up with screams, sounds of M16. So take this medal of honor for your bravery. I wish you the best, kid, you and your family. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, but the radio won't play this. They call it rebel music. How can you refuse it? Children of Moses, tell the children the truth. It's not all that bling that's diamond. Tell them the truth. Most of y'all wear cubic zirconium. Tell them the truth, yeah. Your soul is worth more than diamonds.
If I was president, all blacks, I had reparation, no segregation, feed the nation so there's no famine. Muslims, Jews, Christians, with all whole hands every week on the beach, party by the sand. Word up, take trips on Air Force One. Don't need to bring the homeless with no sneaks to Air Force One. Better schools in the hood, better teachers for the classes, making money, paying no tax. Find the best scientists, tell them come up with an answer. I want the cure for AIDS and cancer, but I gotta watch my back. Snipers on the hill with the steel, waiting to jig F kills.
I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, I feel the rain coming, let me play my guitar for them right now.
Let's go.
Refugees,
Good morning. Hi, y'all. I miss y'all so much, okay? Look at this, okay? You are in with Kristie J, and this is the Chisholm Report where we talk shit and politics. It's been a minute Okay, and I missed y'all so much, okay? And so much shit didn't happen since I've been gone. I am going to start commentating regular news and stuff, but from an anonymous page, okay? Because I be saying stuff I ain't got no business saying. But I know I look like a cholo today. Shouts out to my Mexican homies, okay? But I just want to thank y'all for coming in. If you have not, if this is your first time, make sure that you like, share, comments, tell me it's your first time so I can say hi to you. If it is not your first time, you know what to do, okay? Make sure you come in. I love all of you. Make sure you tell me the same. I need it. And let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so I got a couple of events that's happening around the city. And take heed if you are a parent, a broke parent, or, you know what I'm saying, or just want to be out and about in the community. Okay, so the first one I have is December the 16th, starting at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is hosted by the Las Vegas Rescue Mission, and this will be at the Cashman Field parking lot C and D. This is toys, free toys, snacks, and etc. No ID or birth certificate needed. Children do need to be present to receive a gift. They will get 1 or 2 gifts. So if you just a little pressed for cash, and this season is coming up, and you want to make sure that your kids get something and they can still come and have a great time and enjoy the family event and everything else, this would be a great event for you from Las Vegas Rescue Mission. Also on the 26th of December at 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., we have a Kwanzaa celebration. This is hosted by Las Vegas Clark County Library District, and you know they be trying to take all the black books out the library, so I like to see stuff like this. Okay, this will be at the West Side Library, which is 951 West Lake Mead, and that is in the 89106. There would be performances, speakers, program, and a marketplace. Come and enjoy. Park, and if you're looking for a job, Park and Rec is hosting their winter job fair. Okay, and this is hosted by North Las Vegas. And I believe this is on the 6th of December. I did not get the date. I will make sure I post that later. But this will be at the City of North Las Vegas Municipal Government Building, which is 225 North Las Vegas Boulevard, 89030. And then also, Toys in the Hood, okay, is hosting. This is hosted by Club Kids Inc. on December the 23rd. And this is a Saturday, okay? Kids from the age of 2 to 14 will be getting a toy, and the link is in the profile. Make sure that you let everybody know, all these places, that Kristie J from the Chisholm Report sent you, okay? So, I want to say that there's been a lot of stuff going on, okay? And I've been on an emotional turmoil, okay? I mean, I'm going up and down because, of course, I do not want to see fighting amongst people. I don't like to see war, period, okay? And because the people who actually are injured, killed, and hurt by the war are not the people who paid for the war, okay? And one thing that irritates me, or as my cousin Jeremy say, makes my teeth itch, okay, is when I see that they say free Palestine, and then the Jewish community or whoever speaking for the Jews are saying that means kill all Jews. No, it don't. No, it does not. That is not what they said at all. For them to be free does not mean kill all of y'all. It means you can release them. Period. Okay, just like how white people be like, when you say when Black Lives Matter, that means that white lives don't matter. Nobody said that. What we said was, my life as a black person matters and should matter. Okay, it does not keep you from living. It does not say I hate you. It says that I'm proud of me as a black person and my life matters. Okay, so stop reading more into what is going on. I hate that. Okay, I hate when I hear like students and stuff like that say, I'm being terrorized and they keep telling me free Palestine and that means kill all Jews. No, it doesn't. How does that sound the same? It doesn't. It doesn't sound the same at all. Okay, and you cannot see one side like on this October the 7th they killed 1,300 people, and then you start killing thousands, 25,000 people, and you keep referencing to October the 7th. Yes, it was a horrible event. Yes, it should have never been done. Yes, it was inhumane to do that to children and innocent people that have nothing to do with government, because that's like somebody coming to shoot me about something Biden said. I'll be damned. Because I'll tell you right off back, that's not even my dude. I don't even in him. Okay? So why would I be the one get killed behind what he doing? And that's what I don't understand. And when people say that they are here to help the Palestinian people, does not mean I am a part of Hamas. Okay? And to be honest, Hamas has different levels of what they are. Okay? I'm not telling anybody how to feel. I'm telling you that it is not right to be killing children on both sides. Because tell me one thing, Israel, you point to one of them babies. Point to one of them babies that did it. I'm gonna go get them. Point to him. I'll go get him myself. Which baby in the NICU unit bombed you? Tell me which one. That's stupid. That's just dumb. And then that's like me that's like me walking into a bank. Here I come. I'm walking into a bank and I see that the bank is being held up. Okay? And along with the bank being held up, they are in there holding these people hostage, but I got my gun on me. And they start pushing people in front of me to keep me from killing them. And I kill everybody in the damn bank. I kill all of the people in the damn bank. And then when they come and I feel like a hero, because, you know what I'm saying, I killed the robbers. Unalive the robbers. And then y'all say, no, you're going to jail because you unalived all the innocent people in the building too. How stupid is that? My own personal knowledge of myself is if I'm in the middle of a fight, okay, and a chick throw her baby up in front of me, I'm not hitting her. I'm going to argue, cuss her out, tell her about herself, and wait till somebody get the baby so then I can get her. But I will not touch her with that child because I know that child doesn't have nothing to do with this fight. That child is innocent. And my quarrel is not with the child. My quarrel is with the person. And I want everybody to understand that Hamas, the leaders of Hamas, are not in Gaza. Is that a boom to you? It should be. Because, I mean, they're killing people who have nothing to do with the control, the orders to shoot, the orders to go in, or anything. Okay? And then on the same note, let me say this. Hamas. Why? Okay, we got everybody looking at y'all situation. Everybody's trying to point and get some knowledge towards these people of Palestine so people can understand what's going on to them. And then y'all silly ass go and shoot people at the dang bus stop. How can I? That's like, you know that one friend you got that she can't really talk. I mean, like she can't really fight, but she do a whole bunch of talking. And y'all done got somewhere, and she done got separated from us. And then all of a sudden, y'all see a commotion, and they over there fighting. Right? You get over there, and your friend is beat the hell up. Okay, lip busted, eye busted, all that. Okay, and you done got the people off of her. Hey, you got your lick back. You know what I'm saying? Look at her, she beat up and all this stuff, and then you throw a drink in the girl face or something. And now, how can I say Don't beat her up when you didn't just hit her with a chair or you didn't just throw a drink in her face and they already been whooping your ass. Like, at this point, we can tell that you don't care about the people that you're using either. Okay? And that's really unfortunate for the Palestinian people that they have two entities of war and nobody cares about their well-being. So that's my rant on that. I do plan on hitting on that just a little bit more because I want to talk to you about the money they sending over there and how much money you paying. And I mean that. I mean that with every sense of my body. The money you're paying for these wars, okay? So the first thing I want to say is Biden has, I'm going to go ahead and jump into some black news because local news is not really popping. I did see that somebody that I knew, okay, a childhood friend, ran over some troopers and killed them. I don't even know what to say about that, and that's all I'm going to say about that. That is crazy. So, but I am going to jump into some black news, okay? Black news going here. Angola and the U.S., right? Biden went over there to talk to them and tell them about all these wonderful jobs that they're going to open up in Angola to help their economy. Okay. Before we go into this clip that I have for you, I just want to say you would not have to, U.S. You would not have to go over there and give them jobs if you just give them their damn resources back. How about that? How about you're over there stealing all of their stuff, okay? And the Ivory Coast, they're supposed to have a ban right now about not buying phones and stuff over this holiday season because all of the material and metal that comes that are made from the phones come from Africa, Congo area, Ivory Coast area, and they don't give them nothing. So they just drain their resources, just like Europe and Asia and everything else that come down to Africa and steal all of their riches. Okay, because Africa is one of the richest nations in the world, but it does not have any control over its own resources. Let's go ahead and go into the clip and we'll discuss after.
If you think of military interventions in the Cold War, it's often those of the superpowers, such as the USA's in Vietnam or the USSR's in Afghanistan. Yet one nation which maintained a long-standing military presence in another country was Cuba, whose troops stayed and fought in Angola for over a quarter of a century. But why? So the first question is, why Angola? Well, as many of you will know, it used to be part of the Portuguese Empire. As of the late 20th century, that empire wasn't doing all too well and the people of Angola were fighting to get rid of the Portuguese. The two main groups doing this were the MPLA, who were communist, and UNITA, who were not. In 1975, the Portuguese announced that they were going to leave Angola forever, which meant it was civil war time. Prior to independence, the Cuban government had supported the MPLA by providing some aid in the form of military attachés and doctors. It didn't send any overt military assistance since that could risk war with Portugal, but when they had left and the civil war had begun, the Cubans had a much freer hand. Their reason for such involvement was ideological. Cuba wanted there to be more communist states in the world, and unlike the USSR's leadership, Fidel Castro believed that Africa was particularly well positioned for communism. Another question some might be asking is why specifically Angola and not somewhere closer to home. It was a literal ocean away and there were other much closer fights involving communists that Cuba could help with. And the reason they didn't was because direct involvement in South or Central America would provoke the ire of the US and was best left to the Soviets, whereas the fight in Angola was far enough away that the US was less interested in direct involvement. That's not to say that the US wasn't interested in Angola, it was. But matters were complicated when the war spilled over to neighbouring countries and eventually invited the attention of South Africa. South Africa, which was trying to suppress an independence movement in Namibia, sent troops into Angola in late 1975 to stop aid coming from the north and also because they didn't like communists. The MPLA didn't fare too well against South Africa's troops, and so Castro decided to directly intervene. And at this point, the Angolan Civil War largely became a proxy war between South Africa and Cuba. South African involvement did make intervention by the US much more difficult, since apartheid was not popular internationally, and so the US directly aiding the country and forcing it was not a good look. After a couple of years, Angola proper was mostly secured, and South Africa had retreated. The Civil War expanded again, and in 1983, South African troops returned to aid UNITA. and Cuba responded to this by sending tens of thousands of its own soldiers to Angola. Years of continuous fighting culminated in the 1987 Battle of Quito-Cuernavaca, which was a decisive MPLA Cuban victory. And after this, Angola, South Africa, and Cuba decided to negotiate because...
All right, y'all. Okay, so the reason why I'm showing you that is because I want you to know the history behind it. Please engage and look into these things so you can be able to see what is happening around the world with black people. You know what I'm saying? So before I jump into another clip, I want to talk to y'all real quick about Diddy shit. Of course he did it. I mean, damn. Like, he... Allegedly. Okay, Diddy, come on. Call in, Diddy. 702-551-5261. Let's discuss. It's too many tell-all books that's coming out about you, and everybody dead behind it. Okay? I'm just saying. If y'all stop beating on women and raping them and all this additional alleged stuff, then you wouldn't have to worry about people bringing it back up to you and you having lawsuits later. Live a good life. Okay? Be a good person. All right, and then you won't have half of the shit that go on. And this is what's crazy, is that only people that's like surprised about it is the men. Like, I can't even believe that. What are you talking about? He didn't have Mary J. Blige pregnant. Okay, he had allegedly, and she got a AB. Yep. What else? What's his name? What's called dude? One of the kids' daddies was sculling him in the office. Okay, allegedly from Jaguar Wright. Okay. That is not a reliable source. That is not a reliable source. I'm just saying, she be saying some stuff. Okay, but still, okay, because we are Clyde Davis's nieces. Okay, so. Publishers' nieces. Anyway, I'm not surprised. Okay, I'm not surprised about that. I'm not surprised about them saying that Jay-Z knew and was messing with Foxy Brown when she was 15 years old. I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by Jay-Z allegedly leaving R. Kelly alone because he was engaged in the same type of stuff. I'm not. These things have been happening. I mean, Elvis Presley was married to a 14-year-old girl, and that's not alleged. Okay? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is not new. Okay? And let me also add this. For the parents who was allowing their daughters to be around these grown-ass men, it is your fault. Because you're supposed to be a protector, not sending your child over there because you trying to get some money, knowing what these grown men are doing to these girls. Now, Diddy, if you did not do anything wrong, then why do you have so many people saying that you do this type of stuff? And not just to Cassie. You said that you did this to Kim Porter, allegedly. You did this to the other baby mama that was in Word Up. Hey, I don't know her name, but she had the blonde hair and she was in the hot tub with her. Okay, allegedly. And it's just too much stuff. Then even Columbo Short went on Instagram yesterday and was saying that Diddy was trying to get him to come to the hotel with him, allegedly, while he was in Beverly Hills. Okay, Game then said you tried to get his booty. We heard you trying to get Fabulous booty on Drink Champs. I mean, I don't know. I think you should, if you just, this is just for me and you, Diddy. Everybody else, earmuffs. If you just take accountability for the things that you do and then have them sign these papers to make sure that they can't go tell nobody, then you'll be in a better place. But I don't know what's going on with you. I thought you were a better businessman, and this is not good business. Okay, run, Carisha. All right, that's all I got for Diddy. Okay, now let's get on to this. Black Chicagoans and black people everywhere, okay, feel that it is unfair to give so much money for illegal immigrants coming into the country, but the people who actually live here, you won't do a damn thing for. This is for Biden. Biden, call in 702-551-5261. Why we can't get nothing? We can't get no money. We can't get no assistance. We can't get nothing. But we got a whole bunch of illegal the legal immigration coming into the country, and y'all throwing money at it like a Sherpa. You know what I'm saying? And then, but we still over here broke. So I do have a clip about it. Let's go ahead and go into the clip, and then we'll discuss after, because that's it. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so the biggest issue we have is that you won't. Okay, let's go ahead and go into the clip then.
People on the south side of Chicago are mad as hell, and they ain't gonna take it no more. And I cannot say that I blame them. So last week, city officials met with people in South Shore Chicago to tell them that more asylum seekers will be moved to their neighborhood. Specifically, there's an abandoned school that they want to turn into like a shelter to house what they say is like 200 to 300 immigrants that come into Chicago per day, right? But again, the black people, which is predominantly black on the south side of Chicago, says, nah, we don't want them here. In fact, some of them were saying, build the wall 2024, and just basically they can't come here because they said, y'all want to allocate all of that money to help immigrants, but what about the people here? Now, they also said that they were told when Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who is leaving, got into office, that they would entertain turning that school into some sort of a youth center. So they're like, we want that for us. Also, there's a lot of gun violence and homelessness going on there in the south side. So they're like, how y'all gonna spend all this money to help people who really do not belong here? But there's people here already struggling. So I want y'all to watch this video of this 11-year-old boy who said this.
Youngster!
I'm 11 years old. I'm wondering, why didn't they move into the Hispanic community?
I agree with him. Why y'all can't move them to the Hispanic part of town? Why y'all always moving people where we live? Now, y'all remember a couple of months ago, Lori Lightfoot pulled that mess with our black residents as well.
Okay, and I agree. I feel like they would get more help. Let's not try to take that and make it seem like that little boy was being racist or anything else. Let's look at it from a point of view. Okay, people will help their people. Okay, and in the Hispanic community, they would have resources to be able to help them. Why would you move them into a already struggling, crime-infested, homeless, overpopulated homeless population? Why would you move them into that area when you have other places that you can move them? And a couple of weeks ago, we were at the community barbecue, and I was discussing that there's plenty of places to be able to put the migrants where it would not affect the people who live there, and it would give the migrants a opportunity to actually live like humans and not y'all subject them to living like dogs. Okay, so what I had came up with was this, right? I was ranking the top least populated states in the country. This is from 22. Okay, so don't be like, well, you got a number wrong or nothing like that. I'm gonna go through this very quickly. Okay, I'm gonna give you the highest. I mean, the number 10 and then number 1. How many people? Okay, so Wyoming is on this list as number 10, and it has 581,000 plus people. Okay, then you have Vermont, DC, which I understand. Okay. But Wyoming is big as hell, okay? Alaska, which is 3 times bigger than Texas, only has 736,000 plus people who live there. North and South Dakota, which is big, just as big as Texas on their own, and together, they're about 1.3 million together. Delaware, little as hell. Rhode Island, little as hell. Montana, big as hell. 1.062 million people, and then Maine, which is little as hell, and it has 1.34 million people. Okay, the biggest states by size. Wyoming, once again. I also want to add Michigan is on here as number 11. Okay. Wyoming has 97,818 square miles. Okay. Number 9, Oregon. Colorado has 104,185 square miles. Nevada, number 7. Arizona, number 6. New Mexico, number 5. Montana, number 4. California, number 3. Texas, number 2. And Alaska, which has 663,300 square miles. It's a lot of room. Okay. Then I decided to do this. The 10 whitest states in the United States. Number 1, Nebraska. Number 10, Nebraska. Number 9, Wyoming, which has 88.9% white people. White people. Okay. Utah, 90% white people. Iowa. Wyoming, once again, is on the list. Wyoming has been on the list 3 times. Okay. And it has 92.5 white people. Idaho, New Hampshire, West Virginia, Vermont, and Maine has 94.4 white people. Okay. Now, I want to point out the fact that I said that Wyoming has 92.5 white people, but the population is only 581,000 plus people. Okay. But it's one of the biggest states, and it's one of the least populated states, and it's one of the whitest states in the country. Now, black states, top 10 in the United States. Okay, I want you to hear these numbers. Oh, sorry. I want you to hear the numbers. Okay, numbers are number 10, Tennessee, which has 17.8% black people, but it is 1.4 million black people. Okay. Virginia, North Carolina, Delaware, Alabama, South Carolina, Maryland, Georgia has 33% black people, and it is 3.5 million black people. Louisiana and Mississippi. Mississippi has a percentage of 37%, which makes me really mad when we talk about these red states. Okay. 37% of black people, which is only 1 million people. Okay. Million. There's more black people in these states than damn near every last one of these top 10 least populated states. It's more people in each one of these black states. Okay? And we are nowhere near at the percentage of 90%, 88.9%. Nowhere. And why wouldn't you send them there? Why wouldn't you send them somewhere where they can be able to have resources, have space to grow, have jobs to be able to go to? And black people, if we are stuck in these cities and states where they do not love us, I just named 10 least populated states where there is resources for you to get small business loans, house. Okay, this is where we need to be, and I really want you guys to understand that. Okay, so it frustrates me about that. Okay. Let's go ahead and go into some national news. So your Congress, House, and all are arguing. That's what they doing, arguing. They not in there debating. They not in there doing nothing productive. They in there arguing. Okay, about what stuff needs to be passed for the budget going into the next year. Okay, and this is a problem because while they're in there arguing, other people are suffering. So I want you guys to know what it is if the government ends up shutting down because these people who are sitting in these seats don't care about the actual people who they're supposed to be representing. So let's go ahead and go into the clip, and then we'll discuss after.
The threat of a government shutdown may sound so routine, it's easy to forget what that actually involves. Here's a refresher. First off, Congress needs to pass 12 appropriation bills annually to give government agencies a budget for the coming fiscal year. If some of those bills pass, but others don't, by the deadline, the government enters a partial shutdown. If all 12 appropriations bills aren't passed, the country goes into a full shutdown. And with any shutdown, expect disruptions. Federal workers are furloughed. Congress members, the president, and Supreme Court justices will continue to receive a paycheck, but many of their staff members will report to work without pay. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and SNAP benefits continue, but paperwork and applications to receive services are stalled. Passport processing, food inspection programs, and small business loans also see delays. And travel can be affected. National park visitor centers close, and the grounds may operate without staff. And in 2019, airports experienced slowdowns as hundreds of TSA and air traffic control workers called off after weeks of not being paid. Shutdowns can have large-scale ripple effects depending on how long they last. During the 35-day shutdown in 2019, America's GDP took a hit. Experts warn that a shutdown now could be especially harmful given the timing.
One thing to keep in mind is that this isn't happening in a vacuum. It happens when we have a spreading strike of UAW workers, and we have a lot of people who are being asked to start paying student loans who have been able to go without paying student loans for some time. So we could be hitting the economy with three things, none of which is really bad, but three things put together could begin to have a punch.
For folks who say, you know what, I'm not a federal worker, I don't know a federal worker, I'm not on Medicaid or Medicare or get SNAP benefits, what would you say to them about why a shutdown or even getting close to one may be concerning for all Americans?
It's a symptom of a federal government and a Congress in particular, which isn't functioning. We have a large and growing federal debt. And it's not urgent, in my opinion, to deal with it right now, but we do have to deal with it at some point. The shutdown is not going to help there.
It's not. Okay, the issue is people who keep saying like welfare people and everything else is the problem. It's not. Like it's not. The welfare people are like a small percentage of the amount of money that we publicate for, that we push for. That single mother on welfare is not getting more money than these large corporations who don't help us, and these large entities that give interest to different to their own interests. It's troubling for me. So I wanted to be able to say this. Okay. If we put, if we put our money where it needs to be, okay, if we actually help the homeless, right? You know what? I'm not even going to go on there today because I'm going to talk about the taxes in just a second. So, yeah, I am. The biggest issue I have with this war is this, okay? There is 332 million people living in North America, in the United States, okay? If you send $100 billion for them to kill people across the world, you leave us without stuff. Now, I did the calculations, okay? And calculations mean that each person would be getting like $302. Okay, but let's cut it down because I'm not a person to be giving money to people who do not put into the economy, right? So let's say, and let me also add this, everybody pays taxes. You go to the store, you buy something, you pay taxes on it. Everybody does not pay income tax. Okay, everybody doesn't have a job. Now, let's say that everybody that pays income tax is around 232 million people. If we cut that down and only those people got some money back, it would be $500. Now, tell me this. Is there a bill at your house right now that's $500? Is there a bill at your house that you could use your own money for that's worth about $500? If you got $500 this month, would that help you? But instead, you would your government is sending this over to a country that is over bombing people who have nothing to do with their argument. Okay? And that's not even including the money that they send to Ukraine. That's not including the money that they send into the border. That's not including all these additional things. So if we start adding up all that additional, they owe you some money because this is your money. This is not their money. So I say no to giving them no money for no war. You want to fight with what you got. It's not fair. It's not fair at all that we're asking you for a lower cost of living, for minimum wage, for inflation to go down, for health care, for free education, and all these additional things that you could be able to save. Asking you to be able to fix the people who are striking because they're not getting no damn money. The auto industry, the teachers, the medical, all these additional people who are asking for money, and y'all keep telling us, oh, we ain't got no money for that, but you can send bombs and guns and shit over there. Like, that shit irritates my soul because I feel like, okay, you say it's the homeless people, let's talk about it then. If it's the homeless people, if we gave that money to the homeless, or gave some money to the homeless, we can put them in affordable housing or put them somewhere where they can wash their ass. Because you can't walk into a grocery store or a restaurant and get a job with an unwashed ass and a dirty face and dirty clothes and shit. So if they can wash their ass and wash their feet, wash their hands and wash their hair, then they will be in a position where they can be able to get a job. You know what a job does? It gives you income tax. That makes them a law-abiding citizen. That makes them a tax-paying citizen. Right? Let's say we give it to these single mothers on welfare, right? And give them this free or help with childcare, because that's what the biggest issue is with her being able to keep her damn job, is because she can't keep her job because the kids get sick and she ain't got nobody to watch them. Child care costs more than a goddamn apartment these days. And you sit there asking people like, well, what is she supposed to do if she ain't got no damn help? She already by herself. You give her that, she can go to work. What makes that? That makes she makes more money. You can put her in affordable housing. At that point, she's building. She's able to make moves. And her kids are taken care of. So you don't have them running the streets and nobody watching them. Give them free education, so they can go to college or get a certification or a trade to be able to be better once they get out. So then you don't have high crime. Give it to small business. Allow small business to be able to take EBT, because all these small stores that you see can't take EBT. That would put them on the same scale as Walmart and Smith's and the rest of the stuff. These are the issues that I have, and I argue this because how can you see this on one side and you don't see it on the other? I just want to say that Santos got voted out. Damn, it's only 5 minutes. I missed y'all so much that I've been talking. Santos got voted out. He should have. Okay, you buying OnlyFans, okay, and getting Botox and blackmailing other members in the go sit your ass down. I'm so glad you gone by. He left before they finished anyway. Okay, he said he wouldn't even go. He didn't even care. But now he got to go to court. So that's that. I do want to jump onto this landmark voting rights that they passed. Okay, saying that individual entities cannot go against voter rights. It can only be the government. This puts us in a bad situation. Let's go ahead and go into the clip. That's it. Oh yeah, let's go into the clip. And then after the clip, we'll be able to discuss that later.
A federal appeals court dealt a potentially serious blow to voting rights groups trying to push back against what they see as discriminatory voting rules and unfair representation. The Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that under the Voting Rights Act, a landmark civil rights law barring racial discrimination in voting, only the U.S. government can sue to challenge ballot access, voting rules, and redistricting. But the vast majority of Voting Rights Act cases are filed by private parties, which the Supreme Court has recognized in prior rulings. For example, earlier this year, the justices struck down a proposed Alabama district map after a lawsuit brought by a coalition of civil rights groups. Monday's decision upheld a 2022 ruling from an Arkansas federal judge appointed by Republican former President Donald Trump that only the U.S. Attorney General is empowered to file lawsuits. The ruling, which will likely be appealed, could set up the next voting rights battle at the U.S. Supreme Court.
All right. Okay, so this is a big issue, okay? This means that, like, organizations like Nevada Dems and stuff like can't speak on behalf of the people anymore. It's only the government, and the government fucking sucks. Okay, they don't care nothing about us, and they don't want you to put more things on them that they don't think is that's going to make it an issue for them. They're not going to say that these are issues. Okay, so we need to look into this. Please call your governor, your officials, and everything else, and tell them hell no. Okay. Quickly, let me go over this. Israel been caught stealing oil. I knew it. I knew there was a reason why y'all want to push these people out of Gaza so far, because you were trying to get to the resources. And this is what happens all over the world. Okay, this is not just there. This is the Congo. This is just like I talked about Angola and everything else. They kill these people, push these people out, and then turn right back around and take all the resources that they had. Okay, and then also look out for this child pneumonia breakout that they saying came from China allegedly, but it is hitting the East Coast right now like crazy. Please make sure that at this point it would be good for you to send your kid to school with a mask on, because I don't want my baby sick. Okay, the oregano oils and everything else, make sure y'all eating the garlic that's putting the honey with the onions and everything else that they telling us to do. Okay, on TikTok, do that. Okay, because I would hate to hear about somebody suffering from pneumonia. I'm a person that has respiratory issues, so I know what it feels like not to be able to breathe. Please, please, please make sure you guys protect yourselves. I missed y'all so much. Okay. This is the Chisholm Report. I am Kristie J. Educated at Southern University. We did win the Battle of the Bands and Bayou Classic. Jason Hatcher, just to be able to throw that in his face. Okay. But I love y'all. If you see somebody out there grinding, let them know you see them shining. I appreciate y'all coming in. We'll be back next Saturday, 10 a.m., talking shit and politicking. I love y'all. See y'all next week.
If I was president, I'd get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. Instead of spending billions on the war, I can use that money so I can feed the poor, 'cause I know some so poor. When it rains, that's when they shower, scream and fight the power. That's when the vulture devours. If I was president, I'd get elected on Friday.